Hello, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me for your in-depth forecast for October for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. What an exciting month is in store for you. As soon as the 3rd, Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into your sign. This is followed by Venus, the planet of love, joining Scorpio on the 9th. And then on the 24th, the Sun returns to your sign for the first time in 11 months. All of this is going to give you a huge opportunity to move into your power. But there are some complex interplays going on this month, and I'll try to unpick them the best I can. Perhaps the other really key piece of news is that on the 3rd, Pluto, your modern ruler, ends a retrograde. If things have seemed to have slowed down around the pace of your life, or even the things, the ideas, the strands that were enthusing you earlier in the year, if they haven't quite been going forwards, change hasn't been unfolding quite at the pace you would like, I think things can improve now. But the Sun, Mercury and Venus initially all start this month in a tender, more reflective part of your scope. Now obviously Mercury moves quickly, and I think that's going to help you to come into the present. Mercury moving through your 12th solar house may have seen you at times a little bit anxious, perhaps worrying about some of the things that you wanted to try and not quite knowing where you stood. Your ideas section has been challenged since April, as the North Node, the point of destiny, has been in opposition with Saturn and will be through to the end of day 10 of this month. But then we can all let a sigh of relief out. Saturn starts to move forwards. And if there has been something that you really feel strongly about, an ideal, a hope to expand your life, and it has seemed to have trodden water, I do feel that you will sense that things are starting to pick up pace. But there may be some sensitive issues that do need to be discussed this month, and either you could be a little bit tender about some of these, or maybe it's someone else. But I feel that if you can go with the flow, with the help of Uranus, you're going to bring things out into the open in a way which is going to be really cathartic. And even for a deeply private person like you, you'll be glad that the air is cleared. Now, Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion, is in a fabulous part of your scope. And this month is collaborating brilliantly with Pluto. If you are trying to move forwards on an entrepreneurial idea, or you want to improve your finances, or learn something that's to do with technology, then you really have got the dream ticket with these two in such a strong angle to one another. But it is true that from the 5th of this month through to the 11th, Mercury is going to be in an opposition with Taurus in your 7th house. This could see you being a lot more direct about how you express yourself. Sometimes if you do feel that something needs to be said, you don't hold back from just presenting it to the other person, especially when it's about them. But you may find yourself being a bit blunter about how you feel about something that's deeply personal to you. But this can be really refreshing, and you could find yourself having a sparkling connection to someone that really sets your pulse racing and theirs. But equally, from the 5th through to the 11th, the Sun is forging a tricky right angle to Saturn. Saturn has perhaps left you feeling a bit drained at times over the last couple of years. Your nervous system has taken a pounding, particularly from its retrogrades. And this right angle with the Sun suggests that if there is an issue that you need to look at around your vitality, it could be something that's just a little bit out of kilter to do with the nutrients you take in. Perhaps you're eating something that doesn't quite agree with you. Perhaps your rest time isn't quite as it could be. But some kind of secret can be revealed if you analyse it carefully enough that actually can bring a lot of insight and a lot of relief. Equally, you may go to see someone who is an advice giver and has real insight into what makes you tick. Even if you do have some kind of conversation with someone like this month, and this can happen from the 11th through to the 17th, as the Sun squares up with your modern ruler Pluto, try to be philosophical about it. Because sometimes you can surprise people by how quickly you express an opinion, it's possible that someone could almost do a Scorpio on you. But when this information comes your way, you might not be expecting it. But if it does come up, do see it as being very positive. Anything which is locked away deep within you is best released. And with your traditional ruler of Mars moving on the 4th into your 12th solar house, your emotions could be a little bit up and down at times. Sometimes you may find yourself feeling quite feisty, at others a little bit mournful, particularly about sad things from your past that perhaps haven't been resolved quite as fully as you thought they were. So this is a good month to try to come to terms with any things that weren't quite so good in your past life, but prepare the way for a new beginning, which is going to be so exciting. And once Venus moves into your sign on the 9th, your sense of well-being, personal attraction and allure are going to be boosted hugely. Also, because it goes opposite Uranus as well, a surprise connection, date or invitation could really, really excite and enchant you. Now on the 14th, we do have a full moon. This full moon, again, is picking up on the energy of Pluto. And again, if there is something hidden, not quite in view, it could be to do with your work, could to do with the attitude of colleagues. Something's not quite out into the open, but by the end of this month, you're going to know about it and you're going to feel a lot more confident. The breakthrough moment can start to occur from the 11th through to the 17th in a different kind of way, when the Sun forges a gorgeous alliance with Jupiter. And it may be something that you've invested a lot of energy in the past, comes back and gives you a reward. And it could be financial, and it could be truly exciting. Now the Sun moves into your sign on the 24th, and I do feel that this is going to supercharge you. You're going to feel much more collected, much more focused within your body. You can draw things together. The only rogue element you're still going to have in the background of your chart is going to be Mars in a square with Saturn in the last 10 days of this month. That is tricky because you may find it a little bit bruising if you do have a frank encounter or a secret or a mystery is revealed. But try to take it in your stride. You're one of the strongest members of the Zodiac. And once the new moon comes in your sign on the 28th, it's a real opportunity to fully move into the future, come into the present in a much more purposeful way. It really is great stuff. And yes, maybe Mars is going to pick up some things deep within you. But if you revisit those things, rinse them out, bring them to the surface, put sunlight on them through the perspective you have now as a person, even if some of these are quite historical, it will help you to look at them in a different way and let them go. It is true that Mercury goes into a retrograde in your sign on the 31st, and it's possible therefore that some of the plans that you have to go forwards may be a bit stop-start. Not all of them are going to be lasting into your future, but it just means if there is some experimentation, just take it in your stride, because Uranus is basically providing that role for you all this month. It's saying to you, reach out and connect with people. Not every relationship may survive, but some could, and one may turn out to be something extraordinarily important. If you'd like to order your year 2020 personal horoscope, you can get this and your character analysis with a 30% discount by clicking the link beneath this video. But if you order it this year, I'll give you the rest of this year free. But for now, good luck and goodbye.